This morning I went for a run here in Jerusalem around the Hill of Evil Counsel, the place where the New Testament says Caiaphas and his court condemned Jesus to death. And as I was running around the Hill of Evil Counsel, I was thinking about some good counsel that we learn about in this week's Torah portion, Yitro, or Jethro, from the book of Exodus. Yitro is Moses' father-in-law, and he comes and brings Moses' wife and his kids and catches up with him in the desert, and Moses fills Yitro in on what's going on. Now, Yitro is one of the earliest recorded management consultants that we know of, and so as both a rabbi and a business person, this story always resonates with me. Yitro comes and he sees Moses utterly exhausted because he's the one who's settling all the disputes among his people. So from early in the morning till late at night, Moses is sitting there settling every dispute that comes along. When something's really challenging, he may have to check with God to get some clarification of the rules, and he's absolutely utterly worn out. And Yitro sees this, and he sits his son-in-law down and says, "Moses, what you're doing is no good. You're wearing yourself out, and you're going to wear the people out as well. It's not just about you being exhausted, but also they're going to get tired of sitting and waiting for judgment. Who knows? They might take matters into their own hands in settling their disputes. You got to do something different." So Yitro tells Moses, what you need to do is delegate. Appoint leaders over thousands, over hundreds, over 50s, and over 10s. Let them work out the smaller issues and save just the big ones for you, the tough ones, the difficult ones, the challenging ones, the ones where you may even need to check in with God to get some further clarification on what to do. But what you've been doing isn't working. So delegate is, of course, a great principle in management, but more than just delegate. Yitro gives Moses advice on what kind of men he should appoint as these leaders of thousands and hundreds and so on. He says they should have 4 characteristics. They should be Anshe Chayil, capable people who are capable. Rashi says rich, but I don't think it's so much rich as people who are good, strong, capable, up to the task. They should be Anshe Emet. They should be truthful people. And truthful is important in that they have to be not only willing to tell the truth, they have to be able to see the truth, they have to perceive the truth, and they have to be willing to speak truth to power. They have to tell Moses what's really going on, what's happening. Just having yes men around is not the kind of leadership that you want. They should be Yirat Elohim. They should be God-fearing. What's the significance of being God-fearing? Why do we need leaders who are God-fearing? Because by being God-fearing, they're having their priorities in the right place. Someone who's God-fearing, which is these days, I know, somewhat a sort of dusty term. It sounds almost quaint and old-fashioned. But it reflects a good set of values. Being God-fearing reflects the notion that you know your mission here is to serve God. And how do we serve God? We serve God by serving other people, by not being selfish, by not being motivated just for our own gain, but by being motivated to help improve God's creation and to help bring justice and compassion into the world. And last and certainly not least, they should be sonei batzah. They should be people who hate ill-gotten gains, not people who are in it because they want to collect bribes or get some other kind of personal gain out of it. Those 4 characteristics of a leader: capable, true people, God-fearing, and hating ill-gotten gains. That's a pretty good set of advice for leaders for today. And unfortunately, we look around the world at the political leaders we see in many places, and it seems like some of these elements are missing. We may have leaders who are capable in the sense of they're smart, they seem intelligent, they know how to manipulate TV, but sometimes it seems like what they're capable of is dissembling, not really so capable of true leadership. we have too many leaders that aren't really anshe emet. They're not really people of truth. They lie to the public, they lie to themselves, they lie to other leaders, and we have too many leaders who are certainly not God-fearing, who are motivated by ego or other traits, and far too many leaders who are also still motivated by ill-gotten gains, as all over the world. It's not uncommon, unfortunately, here in Israel. It's more common than in many places to have leaders that are indicted for all sorts of corruption and so on. So these are the kinds of leadership traits that the world needs, that seem to be in short supply, unfortunately. But my prayer for this week is that leaders all over the world will be leaders who display those 4 traits. Shabbat Shalom.